Now, Mr. Adedayo Adeyeye, the second Niger bridge. Now, okay, before we go into the second Niger bridge, could you tell us more about the other projects in Lagos State?
I always tell people, I said, if you remove federal roads from Lagos State, then there is nothing there. There will be no roads in Lagos anymore. Because all the major roads that we have in Lagos, they are federal roads. We talk of Apapa Port, through Oshodi, coming to Agada, going through to the Lagos, to the Auto Gate and to Ibadan Expressway. You talk of Oronjoki to through Tomeland Bridge to Lagos, all the major bridges in Lagos, Eko Bridge, Kata Bridge. You talk of Badagry through Maitu to Oshodi. You talk of Agege Motor Road going to Abeokuta through Mushin. Talk of Western Avenue.
Let me take
talk of Ikorodu Road. These are all federal roads.
Now, people are saying the construction of the Apapa-Oshodi Expressway is rather slow, and this is being undertaken by the federal government.
It's not slow. Well, we may say it's slow, but that is a major program. That's a gigantic program. You see what has been done in Oshodi, in Lassa, and all the rest of the places. And of course, you know, we are expanding the road considerably, and better quality of construction is being delivered. So, like I said, the federal government has invested heavily on road infrastructure in Lagos, and we continue to maintain, even maintaining this infrastructure in Lagos is at a huge and enormous cost. Like I said, if you remove these roads from Lagos, then Lagos State government will have nothing to show.
What about the Lagos Light Rail project? Who is involved?
The Light Rail project is a Lagos State affair. Our own railway project is already working. It's already serving the people of Lagos State. And every day, commuters board this railway from Shango-Ota, all those places, even Ifo, through Agege, through Oshodi, to Yaba, and all the other places. Our own is working. The railway project I think is a baby of the Lagos State government, which I believe is already stalled, causing enormous discomfort to the people of Lagos, because I cannot see any work going on that project, even though it's a light rail project. And I want to say that this is a major failure on the part of the Lagos State government, given the fact that as far back as 1982, Alhaji Lateef Jakande had embarked on the metro line in Lagos State, which is a far superior technology to the light rail. And 30-something years ago, you cannot even achieve light rail after more than 16 years of governance in Lagos State. I think this is a major failure on the part of the Lagos State administration.
But couldn't that also be said about the PDP that has been in power at the federal level for 16 years? Because what is good for the goose should also be good for the gander.
Of course, like I said, the railway system is now working. It was abandoned, it was moribund, it was dead in this country before President Goodluck Jonathan started rehabilitating the railway sector about 4 years ago. And today, in major critical sectors of the country, the railway is already working. New coaches have been delivered, the rail tracks have been rebuilt, and they are working, and people can see it. And if you want to try one for yourself, please embark one, and you will find that what I'm talking about is a fact. So, in 16 years, yes, you may say that other people, I talk about President Goodluck Jonathan. I'm not ready to speak for previous administrations, but I want to say that President Goodluck Jonathan has delivered on the railway sector. Yeah, Lagos State government have conceived this idea a long time ago. And to me, it is one same government that has been in Lagos for 16 years. You may even say there have been 2 governors, but I want to say there have been only one person who has been in charge of Lagos administration for 16 years. The other one is just a puppet, and the strings are being pulled from a body long. This is a fact. So, one person has been in administration, has been in control in Lagos State for 16 years, and we have nothing to show for it.
So do you have your facts to show that the Bodilon controls the current administration?
Oh, the facts are known to the people of Lagos State. Absolutely, known to every person. As a matter of fact, this election that we are fighting now, I told people, I said, this is the 5th term of Tinubu that we are fighting for his 5th term. Normally, the Constitution allows for 2 terms, but he has done 4 terms, the other 2 in quote, through using a puppet, and he's fighting for the 5th term, trying to use another puppet. All the strings are being pulled from body law. This is a fact.
So why is there so much controversy between federal government project and state government project? Because we've seen situations where federal government is claiming that this is their own project, and the state government in question is also claiming that that same project is their own project.
As a matter of fact, let me tell you, we cannot even allow Lagos State government to take over some of the other major roads because they become they will then use it for oppressive purposes against the people of Lagos State. Look, they did only 2 kilometers of road in the Lekki corridor, just 2 kilometers of road, and they put a toll there. 2 kilometers of road, you put a heavy toll there, you collect toll from commuters on that road. I ask you, look at federal government roads in Lagos, several kilometers. Ikorodu Road, Lagos Badagry, is it Tomiland Bridge, and all of those. Have we put toll on any one of them? You do a bridge of maybe 200 meters connecting Lekki and Ikoyi, and you put a toll on it. What of the federal government that has done the longest bridge in Africa, the Tomiland Bridge? Have we put any toll on it? So it's not even because the federal government of President Goodluck Jonathan is masses oriented, is friendly to the workers and the poor people of Nigeria.
Now, where do you draw the line in terms of the statutory demarcation between state projects and federal government projects?
Federal rules are federal rules. They are statutorily defined and they are there under the law. And the state governments know their own rules as well. And we don't interfere on their own rules. I mentioned the federal rules in Lagos to you, and I tell you that virtually all the major trunk roads in Lagos, connecting all the important corridors, belong to the federal government. And that if you remove this, the Lagos state government will have nothing to show. As a matter of fact, given the fact that federal government has already taken over the major chunk of the heavily trafficked roads in Lagos, I do not see the reason why there should still be a meter of road not tarred in Lagos today. Because then their responsibility is then to go to the nook and crannies. I'll give you for example Osun State government of Adegbeshola. I think that is some of the steps they have taken highly responsible. For example, he has decided to embark to dualize the road between Bongon and Oshogbo without federal government permission. That's the federal road. Now we have terms. Of course, there are situations in which state governments, if they think that federal government, because the entire country is huge and we have responsibilities for federal roads in all the 36 states. And it's a matter of prioritization. There may be a situation in which, okay, your own road in your own state is not within our priority within the next 2 or 3 years. It's not a matter of priority for us within the next 2 or 3 years. A state government can, in some circumstances, decide to embark on that road and rehabilitate it with federal government permission, because ultimately the state government would like to have a refund from the federal government. And in many cases, we have gone out of our way to refund them.
Are you insisting that the Osun State government has defaulted?
Of course, they have not complied with any of our rules. They have on their own embarked on that road without our permission. Of course, there can be no refund for them now or in the future. But even what is important to us is that it seems as if the project which they have embarked upon is already stalled, and they have caused complete discomfort to commuters on that road. They have spoiled the entire road. And we may be ready. After, I want to assure you that we are ready to go to take some actions against the Osun State government regarding that road very soon. So, just to show you that some people can be highly irresponsible. And we are talking of in a democracy of with civilized people who have gone to.
Could you tell us when this project was embarked on?
Embarked on this project under Adegbeshola about 2 or 3 years ago, and I'm reliably informed by my controller who works in Osun that they made several representations to him as to the processes he need to comply with before he can embark on the road, on the intervening on that road, and he refused to comply.